Indie Music Live, episode 131. PThe politician's all messed up over here. He's losing his head. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I am JoeJoeKeys sitting here as usual, Indie Music Live, and Mr. David Werba. The cops called me today, or called somebody, and said that you need to really stop, doing the whole vape thing, because there's like this huge cloud of dust in just south of Phoenix.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy last night, but I survived. Yeah, it was crazy. It happens every summer. There's like these monsoon periods for a couple days. It feels like it's the end of the world or something. But I'm feeling a little extra critical tonight with some of the tunes, Joe. So beware if you're in a band that's being played tonight.
Great.
But so that does not include Bad Mary. So Bad Mary's good. I was going to
say, we have Mike from Bad Mary hanging out with us. Bad Mary is a band that's been on our website and sort of just in the mix for years now. So we decided, I really wanted to feature them for a long time. It's just been one of those things. And so they've been just sort of hit them up one night and they're here. So, Mike's here. So, but we're going to talk to him in just a few minutes. We also have PThe politician hanging out with us tonight as the panel guest. One of our favorites.
Hey. What it do?
What's up with you, man? How you been?
I've been beautiful, man. Just blessed. Another Tuesday night, kicking it with you guys. Let's get it.
Yep. No sunglasses. What is that?
I decided to look smart today. That's it. No prescription, just looking smart.
Well, good luck with that. I hope it works out for you. So,
it's only half the recipe.
Right. What?
It's only half the recipe, looking smart. Let's see if he actually is.
See if he can deliver.
I tell you, I got a trick for y'all tonight. See these notes?
Uh-oh. All right.
Oh, boy. So the first music of the night, this guy was excited to be played on the show, and this is going to be Trevor Heaslip, I believe is how you say it, with Nothing to Say on Indie Music Live, episode 135, or 135, 131. Let us know what you think in the comments, and share this video out. We'll be right back. Hit it, Rob.
Are the days with nothing to say? We put it together just to throw it away. Of moments in time and words that decay, devoted to lines of not being okay. You look just like you've seen a ghost, and I'm proposing a toast. You look just like you've seen a ghost, and I'm proposing a toast to everything that you never helped me get. I refuse to be the one buried under my own regret. And I'm not the type of person who will easily forget which one of us will make it out alive. Let's place a bet. These are the nights we put up a fight. We pull it together just to make it alright. We're light in the darkness, I'm dead in the light. Creating an empire on nature and spite. You look just like you've seen a ghost, and I'm proposing a toast. You look just like you've seen a ghost, and I'm proposing a toast to everything that you never helped me get. I refuse to be the one buried under my own regret. And I'm not the type of person who will...
Trevor Heaslip, Nothing to Say, Indie Music Live, episode 131. Everybody that's hanging out with us, let us know you're here. Say something in the comments. We got Mike from Bad Mary coming up in just a few minutes. We're also hanging out with PThe politician, who's trying to look smart. I don't know. Is it working?
That's right.
I don't know. You tell us.
I think so. I mean, I really do feel like my brain capacity has increased about 0.5%. So we're going to see.
You're just trying to be like me and Dave.
Yeah, we're going to see. P, we're going to see. How about you go first? Let's see right now.
All right. So this is what I really have to say about Trevor. I felt like the band was on point. The music, it's on point. But here's where I got upset. I felt like his lead vocals were a bit weak compared to the actual band themselves. I felt like he didn't quite bring the energy to keep up with the band itself. So that's my take on that one.
Gail,
that's all you got, huh?
Says she loves his music and wants to know where she can follow him. And K-Soul says, hey, guys. Dave.
Hi, Kay. Hi, Gail. Always a pleasure to see you. You know, P, you're not too far off in that. I'm just going to break it down a little more here, right? So,
thank you, sir.
And give kudos to the other stuff, because the guitar production was awesome. Really full sound, drum, bass, awesome mix. I was feeling it. That's like major label type of sound right there. Now the vocals are, he's not a bad singer at all. Like, I like his voice. He has a nice voice, but the reason it kind of stood out, I think, is because it was too dry. It sounded like there was like no effect on his vocals. And in this type of music, this style of music, I think that's mandatory. I think it's absolutely necessary to match up with the production around him, because everything around him is so nice and crisp and stellar and full. I think you need some doubling, you need some chorus, he needs a little reverb, he needs something.
Harmonies.
Yeah, more harmony. He has some, but more harmonies where it's like fuller and panned better. That's what's missing in this song, man. That's it. Like, that's really it.
So my experience comes from a lot of hip hop, right? And you'll have hip hop artists who their cadence doesn't quite match up with the beat. And I just kind of felt like he kind of sounded like this when he should have been sounding more like this. You know, like that. Articulated.
Yeah, I mean, that's getting into like singing style. I don't think you're too far off in that opinion. This style of music, it calls for, more energy, but I think step one is the effect of the vocals, and let's like take it from there, because that might be enough. It might be enough, but more energy would be good.
Yeah, you guys nailed what I was going to say pretty much. Is just the vocals just a little bland. I could just use a little bit more, more excitement, but the music's good and keep going. So I know he was excited to hear his song on the show. So good job, Trevor. We'll hopefully be hearing more from you. So let's move on. This is another guy. He got in touch with me today. I believe his name is Matt Simpson. Is that what it is? Simpson? I'm going to look it up. But he said that it looks like he might be going solo with this band idea now. But the name of the group is 40 Meters Away, and the name of the song is Days Go By. So check this out. Let us know what you think in the comments. Share this video out, and hit it, Rob. I love good guitar players and smart, intelligent chords. And that's why I like that song. 40 Meters Away, Days Go By, Indie Music Live, episode 131. David, you said you wanted to go first after causing a monsoon dust storm in Phoenix.
Yeah, so I'm glad you chose this song, Joe. It was a sentimental journey just watching this video because it just brought me back to writing songs like 25 years ago. This is what we would do is
Jesus,
just kind of layer. Yeah, so are you, man. You're like 49 now, aren't you?
No, 40.
No, it was just, layering the parts, starting with a rhythm and then adding a melody and then singing on top. And just that's the process of writing a song. So this is like a window inside the process. But what we didn't have is this YouTube outlet.
Yeah, well, quick note too.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the acoustic version of this song. I just wanted to throw that out there. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, so
full band version.
And this is what I just feel I missed. I'm bummed that I missed out on this era in technology where, in the process of writing a song, to be able to just put it on YouTube. This is pre-demo. This isn't even the demo recording. This is before it. Is to be able to put it on YouTube and get some feedback from people. Mm-hmm. It's like, check this out. There's just a new progression, new song I'm playing around with. You get some comments, you get some thoughts. It's like, and then by the time you record, you have all this, feedback from friends, family, random people and everything. I longed for that back in the day. So that it's just, it kind of brought some emotion on that. Now, aside from that, like the song I really like his voice. I love the video, just the different perspective and everything, and just the whole experience of writing the song. I did not listen to the full recorded version. Did you, Joe?
I'm sorry, what?
Like you said, this is there's actually like a album version of this too?
I think so. This is on YouTube it says acoustic version, and I believe there's a full band. But Matt messaged me today and said he wanted me to mention that he's kind of going to be doing this on his own, I guess, or something like that. So check them out. PThe Politician, what do you think real quick, man, before we go on to Bad Mary?
Well, I agree with you, Dave, but if I were him, I would maybe really utilize the full spectrum of technology, right? So for this one right here.
Well, that's the next step. Yeah. That was the next thing I wanted. Yeah. So it's like, where's this going? Yeah.
Because this is what I heard, right? But now that you break down that perspective, what I heard, the intro sounded a bit too long. And what I would also tell him, just from the technical aspect of it, is to pay attention to his lighting, so that way his video quality comes out a little bit better. He had that window open in the background. The cameras were facing the light instead of having the light facing him. So I think that if he were to just kind of study a little bit of techniques on the lighting, it would make his video quality go way, way through the roof. And going back to the songwriting aspect of it, okay, so we live in the age of YouTube Live or Facebook Live. Maybe do a live and just play the guitar and see what the fans think. Maybe have them, put their 2 cents in and go along from there. Now, that's just me being technical, right?
Well, so we're going to transition into the Bad Mary piece. But speaking of that, that's what they do.
We're going to get deeper into this. Yeah,
I was actually going to trying to get them because Dave and me and Rob have been wanting to have live performances on the show for a long time. And it's really hard because, we had Patrick Ames do a live thing and it was fine. But when you're recording your stuff into the laptop mic, it doesn't always sound the best. So one thing that Bad Mary's been doing, which is really cool, is they've been doing live streams, and they'll get into it in a minute, I'm sure, with Dave about how they do all that. We were talking to Mike about it. But speaking of Mike Staub, I'll try to say it. How do you say your name?
Staub. Mike Staub.
Staub.
Yeah. Cool. In German it means dust apparently, but I don't speak German, so jury's out on that one.
I had a Staub storm here in Phoenix going on.
Yeah, Staub storm.
All that vaping, man.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
So anyway, Mike's here. The whole band could be here tonight, but Bad Mary's so cool it didn't really matter. As long as one of them was here, it's gonna be awesome. So Mike's hanging out with us tonight, and Bad Mary is the featured artist. And hopefully we can get them to do live thing here sometime this year. Would be awesome. But
we can make that work.
Yeah, cool. Mike, so give us your elevator pitch on what Bad Mary's doing and who you guys are, basically. And if you could just briefly introduce the song Motor Mouth. We're going to watch a snippet of that video, and then we'll come back, get deeper with Dave.
Absolutely. Okay, so Bad Mary is a loud, fast, fun punk rock band from New York.
Yeah.
We are a multi-generational group of fairly agitated individuals who have written music that is aggressive and fun and melodic. So we take like the whole punk rock feel and the punk rock energy, and we cram it into these like 2-minute songs that are fun and energetic and offer people an escape to come and hang out and rock out and have some fun for a little bit. And this song, Motor Mouth, is actually the opening track to our latest EP, Glitter Bomb, that came out in September of 2017. And fun fact, this song and the rest of the EP, Glitter Bomb, were all recorded in a haunted mansion on Staten Island.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
So it was pretty cool, especially when we do a Misfits cover in a haunted mansion. I think that's pretty great. But yeah, so this is Motor Mouth, and it's real fast.
Let's do it.
Get it, Rob.
I've had enough of your motor mouth, and I'm sick of all your shit. This grandstand deal won't ever stop, and we don't wanna deal with it. See, you're loading up your gallons, all but you're just shooting blanks. Well, pat yourself on your spineless back, because I'm giving you no thanks. Everyone knows, they know, that you mug around like you're on the show, but you don't even care. Everybody likes to talk too much, spewing vitriol while eating lunch. Bashing on your keyboard like you're the fucking king. Everybody likes to talk too much. Reboot, sequel, I don't care. How is everything a game? Is this the real hashtag justice? Steal it to aggravate? Do you even care about the things you type for the people you hate? Or is it just a social stunt so people tell you that you're great? Everyone knows, they know, that you mug around like you're on the show, but you don't even care. Everybody likes to talk too much, spewing vitriol while eating lunch. Bashing on your keyboard like you're the fucking king. Everybody likes to talk too much.
Deeper with Dave. Deeper with Dave. Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by.
Whoa.
So, yeah, according to a recent Pew Research poll, 99.9% of parents of children who play in punk rock bands are disappointed in them. Now, so the lead singer of your band is Amanda.
That's
Her
right.
dad is your drummer.
Yes.
Let's start there. Tell me that story.
You know, when we were in, Amanda was in college. I was in grad school at a university here on Long Island called Hofstra University. David, our guitar player, is a professor there, and he runs a department band for the theater department that plays all these like theater department parties. So, I was brought into the band in my last year of college. Amanda was brought into the band a year later during her last year of college. And we played all these parties, and then we decided to move on from that and can continue to play afterward. So we continued to play afterward, and we had a drummer at that time. Her name is Rory. She's awesome. She's a great friend of ours, but she got a job down in Disney World working as for Disney doing production and whatnot. So we needed a drummer, and we knew we were going to start getting into writing our own music and not just doing covers for parties anymore. So we were sitting around and we were talking about it, and Amanda turns to us and goes, I don't know, let me ask my dad. And then Amanda asked Bill, her dad, and Bill was like, how could I say no to my daughter? And Bill came in and legitimately changed the face of the band for the better. And
how so, man? How so?
I think Bill brings this energy to it. Even though Bill is not what anyone would consider a young man physically. He still or age-wise. Bill is in a
very politically correct.
Yeah,
physically, some might call him old.
Bill is well, physically might not be the right term. I think age-wise, they might consider him a little older. But Bill is a monster on the kit. I've worked with very few drummers that hit the drums as hard as he does, because in a good way and still musically.
Aside from the playing, though, man, I just think that's such a unique story.
It's awesome.
Obviously never heard this in my life. It's not just a band, just any band where the father of the singer is playing like a punk rock band. So he's like, I mean, you were kind of saying before the show, like that's his background. I mean, 70s, 80s, punk, and a lot of the influences you mentioned, like the Stooges and Blondie and all that stuff. I would assume those were his influence as well.
Yeah, Bill has a long line of influences and a large variety of influences dating all the way back to like the Beatles and Cream and bands like Vanilla Fudge. But he's definitely Bill definitely played in some punk bands in the 80s. So when we brought him aboard to start writing music and stuff like that, he was like, oh great, this is like the 80s again. And it was like a breath of fresh air for him, and he's just awesome. I mean,
I just think that's such a cool story, man. But anyway, let's move on. So watching this video, man, I was at the end of it, and this also kind of ties into the social media discussion we'll get to in a second. But I want to ask the listeners to like go back in time like 10 years. And if you were to watch this video, I think you would, well, this is what I experienced. I'm looking at the video and I'm like, okay, 10 years ago, this probably looks like some type of dystopian, fearful universe that is coming for us, where we know about social media, but it's so deeply ingrained in our life and it's taken over and it's scary and everything. Yet that's what the world has become. And it's such an interesting take, because like 10 years ago, some might say, oh, that's, social media, whatever, that's kind of cheesy and everything. But this is our world, dude. We're live streaming through Facebook right now. And this is just say some thoughts. Feel free to spew some vitriol too.
It's weird. It's social media is one of those things where as a band, it's been completely invaluable to us in regards to connecting to people who want to hear our music and want to connect with us. We have some fans that found us on Twitter that have started a Bad Mary fans page. We have people who contact us all the time through Facebook. I mean, Joe contacted me through Facebook to do this interview today. So like, it's such a useful tool, and it's
just where everyone is. I mean, you can't deny it. It's where people hang out, and it hasn't changed. Like 10 years ago, the Facebook website had an average session period of something like 22 minutes or everything. Yeah. And everyone's like, wow, that this thing is really dominating people's lives. That hasn't gone away.
No.
Like it really hasn't. I mean, and it's amazing that it's just so deeply ingrained in our lives. It's not all positive. I mean, you see a lot of debates and a lot of viewpoints where there are negative aspects to it, just like getting lost in gaming or, stuff like that. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, the video for Motormouth and the song Motormouth is kind of a response to the negative side of these things. While social media offers a great tool for us, especially when it comes to like live streaming and all that things like that, that's been being a very important part of our Bad Mary, how we connect with our fans, our ability to connect with our fans. But there is a dark side to it, and there's a lot of vitriol, to use your word, that's spewed all over social
That's media. Your word. That was lyrics in your song, man.
That is true. Spewing, spewing vitriol while eating lunch. It's like you can sit down and just go on the internet and get upset when all you read are how much, what you're doing is fake, or you're not legitimate, or people hate you who've never even met you. It's such a weird dichotomy. But then there are people who we've never met in person who love us, who talk to us like we're their brother and sister. So it's like it's such a weird split. And
it is.
It's sometimes very encouraging, and it makes you feel warm and happy that there are people out there who love you. And then there's times you look at it and you go, I'm terrified.
You're part of the dystopia. You really feel like you're part of it. But so taking it a step further is you're doing something with your shows that it's the first time I've ever seen this. And this isn't new. You've been doing this, at least a year, right?
Probably about a year.
Okay.
What we started to do is we started to live stream about a 30-minute set every week right to Facebook and Twitter from our studio. And it allows us to connect with
Explain what you do, to explain the visual of it, because it's really cool.
So what we do is we have this little studio in David's basement. David's our guitar player. He records all the stuff. He set up all the stuff. So what we do is we have all of our instruments, all of Bill's drums mic'd, all the instruments amped and mic'd, the vocal microphones all plugged into a system. That system is then run into like Logic and mixed and all that. We have all the presets in there for that. And then it comes out through the system into an iRig, which is a $40 item you can buy on Amazon or wherever you may shop, whatever. And that gets split into 2 iPhones. One goes to Twitter and one streams to Facebook. It's been great. I love it.
Right. So as a viewer, the experience is that you see them obviously just like you're standing in front of them live, but what they're doing is they're reading a monitor. What it looks like it's above the stage, and they're reading comments of people who are watching that stream. And in between their songs, they're actually calling out those comments and everything, just kind of like what we do in this show. But if you can kind of transpose that into a live experience, I mean, that's just like, that's the world we live in. And it's social media, or maybe it's just my viewpoint, is that it's harder to get people to go to live shows than it was 20 years ago, because 20 years ago there was no social media and everything. So it's like now there's I guess a pathway for people to still experience what just happened in some way. But
well, for us, it's one of those things where touring is so expensive and traveling is so expensive. We can essentially do a live show in your living room every week or on your phone, wherever you might be. Now, we also do stream some of our live shows too that are at a venue. So we really love that connection with our fans. So we love to see the comments and we love to see what people want to hear. So we make that an integral part of what we're doing as a band.
All right. So we're going to unfortunately move on here, which is, it's always painful. I want to keep talking about this stuff, but the website is badmary.com, just how it sounds. You guys touring East Coast right now? What's the plan?
Right now we're working on a top secret album that if you go to our Patreon page and become a patron there, you can actually get information on that, and you can actually watch us write new songs. That's the thing that we're doing right now for currently. And our next shows that we're playing this summer are in Philadelphia for something called Liberty Music Fest, this is the 3rd year we'll be playing that. We have 2 shows the weekend of August 24th. So that's going to be in Philadelphia. So it's a little bit of a road trip for us.
Nice.
And then moving forward, we're starting to build our fall and winter shows up now. So, hey, who knows where we'll end up? If someone wants us to come to their city and we can make the trip, we'll go.
Yes, reach out to them, please. So awesome chatting with you. Hopefully you'll come back and maybe be a panel guest.
We'd love to. Yeah, definitely.
It only took 2 years to get you on the show, man. We've been trying so hard. But all right, Rob, if you're ready, we're going to get to the next tune right here, which is, I believe, Maria Soul is the artist, and the song is called Bay. Bay. Let's hit this up, Rob, right there. Right in there, man.
sure that I am in love, I won't give up. I can't sleep without you anymore. Crying at night, I think I might be crazy, thinking I found myself in you. It's all that matters is the truth. If I ain't got nothing, I got you. 'Cause you know I get closer, I love you even more. I will risk it all to have you by my side. 'Cause even when my life has been no good, no at all, I'd rather stay in your hands my entire life. I'd rather be blind when night is blue. If you're not here, I feel so blue. Don't know how to solve this kind of clue. 'Cause all I wanna see, baby, is you. When you touch me down, know what to do. Why you lose this care if you know that all my intentions were so true. 'Cause all I wanna see, baby, is you. Today I wonder if you really love me. Maybe you're crashing in too much. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with your touch. I just wanna know if you realize. Don't try to rush me, you know I got my things. All I prefer a brand new love. I'm sure you can change if it's for us. You're the greatest man I've ever known. 'Cause you know I get closer, I love you even more. I will risk it all.
So that was Bay by Maria Soul. Like I said, I'm feeling extra critical tonight. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of positive here. But first, what stuck out to me here, I could not get around it, is the drums, like that snare, or not the snare, the hi-hat. The hi-hat was really like sticking out to me here. And it was kind of a drum sound for like an alt rock band. It was like a alt rock drummer type of patch, and it wasn't totally matching up for me. So that's the critical side of this. The positive, her voice is awesome. I like this, smooth jazz R&B sound. I love it. It's just her sound is not realized yet in this recording. I'm very confident of that. Like, I think this needs to be remixed with more modern, like, rhythm section, drum bass. It just needs to be modernized and better effects on her vocals and everything. But P, what do you think, man?
Well, I could have said it better myself. So here's how I really feel about it, man. Like, so
you could not.
Yeah, I could not say it better myself. Yeah. And here's what I really feel, man. You broke down the technical aspects of it. So let me break down the feelings that I felt behind it, right? So if we were to clean up some of those technical aspects of it, this is the joint that I might wake up. I'm from the South, right? So we eat grits and eggs and stuff for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? So, this is the joint that I might pop on when it's kind of groggy in the morning still and cooking breakfast, and it kind of uplifts me a little bit, man. But this is after we've cleaned up the technical side of the things that you were just saying. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because she definitely has a very soulful voice. And what's even deeper than that, I would love to see what her visuals look like. I'm always telling artists, if you're going to be dropping music in 2018, there's no reason to not have some sort of visuals to go to follow that up. So that's what I got to say about that one, man. Let's clean it up, like you said, Dave, and let's see what the visuals look like.
Cool. Be the politician, man. Where can everybody find you and hang out with you on a daily basis?
All one word, PThe Politician. Everywhere on social media. Every Friday, you can catch me 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am live on Facebook doing artist reviews. I am live on YouTube doing artist reviews. And on Sundays, you can catch me running my mouth with my dear friend, Mr. Daniel J. Scott, on the Don't Stress Success podcast. Also on YouTube and Facebook, noon Eastern Standard Time.
So basically, if you put in P the Politician into the Google search thing, then you're going to pop up somewhere.
Yeah, you'll find me somewhere. Yeah.
You just get flooded with glory.
Yes, absolutely. David, I couldn't have said it better.
Someone else you can find in that Google search is Robert Hicks of Hixvideo. It's Hixvideo. He's all over the place. If you need professional live streaming production,
can I say,
really done thousands of shows. Yes, sir.
It wouldn't be classic if I didn't interrupt somebody during this show. But Rob Hicks is doing amazing things, man. Catch him on LinkedIn. That's why if you really want to build with Rob, catch him on LinkedIn. He's putting out some awesome content, a lot of things that I personally am learning from. So there it is.
That's where you see all his projects, man. He's doing a lot of really high ticket projects there. So check it out.
I'll have to log into LinkedIn again someday soon. That'd be cool. Anyway, Mike Staub, thanks for hanging out with us on from Bad Mary.
Thank you, guys.
Coming back. Hopefully we can get Bad Mary to do some live performing for us. And everybody that's been watching, thanks for hanging out. We're here every Tuesday night starting at 10 o'clock Eastern time. And I don't know who's next week, but we're going to be here. And have a great week. Peace.
Peace.
Later, everyone.